Give the VOD watchers something to listen to.
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
Filthy VOD watchers. Who would ever do that?
Wait, I was a filthy VOD watcher.
Oh shit, you watch the VODs?
I watched our VOD, so I know what's going on.
Oh, good shit.
Fuck everybody else. They don't matter.
Yeah, I don't raid team. Come on. Diplomacy. That sounds like raiding but slow.
Raw with WWE fan fiction today. Let's go. Thanks to @Gibby and his generous
3-month subscriber
donation.
Pounder.
He has written a fan fiction based off The Undertaker and Triple H.
I don't even know who either of those two are.
Come join us.
Wait, the classic.
Or else.
But I don't watch wrestling. I mean, Beauty and the Beast can be a classic, but if you've never seen a Disney movie, you still don't know what it is.
True, I guess.
Alright, there we go.
I guess you're right.
Guys, I just like making shit up.
I mean, isn't that just what D&D is? Making shit up? I'm not surprised.
You know, it is what it is. Ah. I'm eating a cookie. God, why are you so quiet? Hang on. Or maybe it's just me. Is Brood normal for everybody else?
I can also.
No,
I
he's.
put my thing to 50%.
Yeah, he's really low, and I have him at 200.
Oh wait, yeah, you're right.
I fixed it. Bam!
Oh fuck.
Oh yeah, time to turn him down.
Yep. Back to 100 he goes.
Well, fuck. We can't hear the air conditioner, right?
Yeah,
Well, we can.
Oh, we can. Yeah.
If we turn you down enough, then we can. Like get 100%, it sounds fine.
Air conditioner
Better
off.
too loud than too quiet.
True.
I love the sounds of in the morning.
Oh wait.
Oh shit, Kyle's here. Fucking Kyle. Brother!
What's up, Kyle?
Brother, what are you doing? I thought you were still in that Ruby fanfiction server.
Oh, what? Yo, drop the link?
Yeah, he's with my fucking... He's from my nephew's crew.
We're gonna not talk about that.
Are you too ashamed to admit your roots now, Gibby?
No. Just not on stream.
Oh, okay.
Wait, dozens of people.
That's a behind closed doors.
Gibby, when are you going to start linking your friend's stream who you DM for? Huh?
Good question.
Yeah, what the fuck, man? I'm willing to shill for you. Fuck it. I don't have any free time. I'm not doing anything. Fuck.
Hang on, I have to remember what his Twitch thing is. Let me look through.
Kyle says, you need to get better quality options, brother. Sir, you don't understand.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know either.
Like stock options?
Maybe. Who's been investing in AMC really, recently?
Well, that 90% hit me good.
I bet. Fuck this guy. Oh, someone flaming him in chat? Timmer's in chat? Zine Nexus is in chat? I don't know who that guy is. Is he a bot? He doesn't look like a bot.
You never know.
Yeah.
It's a new bot.
Maybe. You guys just want to go in? Stream option?
Let's go and murder the undead.
Is that what we're doing? Fuck it.
No.
Are we all here?
We're doing the opposite of that.
Because it's at auto or source of 1080. Well, look, Kyle.
I think that's a personal thing.
I should only be streaming at 720. I capped it out there. But maybe I am. Who knows? Yeah, it's just on auto. Fuck it. Streaming with 8 million KBS. Alright, we're going in. Fuck it. Thursday crew. They can see us. How's it going, Thursday crew?
Hello.
Hello.
And well, it's
Nice.
good.
Oh,
Oof. Guys.
We got John with us back today after.
Yeah. John, where the fuck have you
Good to
been?
have him.
Well, 1 week I watched my friend get hammered, and the next week my boss is a cunt. So, you know.
Capitalism, yeah, down with the system. I'm with you, comrade.
Yeah, definitely. Why do I have to work? Gosh, dang it.
why do you have to be disenfranchised from the means of production?
Mhm.
Sorry. I'll stop.
For those of you unaware, we're from America, so we get to joke about that
Do we?
economic plan. Because we come from capitalist America.
Oh man. Back to the topic on hand, D&D.
D&D.
Um,
Who wants to do the recap? Eric, you look far away. Maybe you should do it. Before we lose you. And you sound far away, too. Oh, I love her scuffed games.
This word. We fucking we left Destry and we kind of dicked around. I say we dicked around. We dicked around in the Jeep and we went to the New Duchy, and it was kind of spooky. We learned some conspiracy bullshit with about Rick Silverback, the Duke Grothel, thought what's a bitch? Fresnot had some
Jesus Christ, Bruce.
magical war banner or something. I don't remember what the effect of the magical war banner was, but and it tied into Silverback. And then we went up north. I think we went into the territory of Driscoll, but it might have been just shy of it. And there was the crazy ass village that was like a ghost town, except for this one like malnourished bitch in a fucking crematorium, and like ancient and dead were on the edge of the forest. And then we talked to one of them, and he was kind of weird, but we're gonna help him because he'll give us the banner if we help him.
That is what was agreed upon. As John looks at his calendar. Oh. I believe it is the 6th.
It's only been a few days.
Yes.
Still haven't taken a long rest.
No, you have not. You've almost gone a week without long resting. Isn't that neat? Isn't that fucking neato, boys?
And now we're gonna go to some
During
temple.
interviews.
What do you mean? Anyway. Guys. It is the 6th of spring swirling, also known as February. You are on the outside of a currently unnamed village. It's only singular crematorium bitch. Am I quoting you correctly there, Eric?
Yeah.
Yes, the crematorium bitch, as she is now known as. This poor, barely alive person is no longer an issue of yours. You're wandering into the woods with some stranger, as though your mom's never told you any better.
But this stranger is telling us where there's a temple or a ruins or something.
Yeah.
And
filled with a thing called the enemy? Like, what?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Sounds like loot to me.
Alright.
Isn't it our job to defeat the enemy, obviously?
They're the enemy.
Well, what is the party talking about? Apollo Nick, I came expecting to be playing Worldwide Wrestling, the RPG. That's gonna be one of her specials, brother. All right. What are you guys talking about now that Zero has gained some lucidity? Maybe the fact you're walking into the dark, near impenetrable forest with a literal corpse has brought some of his brain cells functioning again? I don't know. Zero, what's been going on, man? You've been watching some crazy shit, but you've been pretty quiet.
Yeah, man. I was just vibing. You know, we were in a Jeep. But like, man, I got a little motion sick. Seeing all these people talk around me. I was walking through the woods with some dead guy. You know, I think I just woke up from this crazy dream. We're like looking for a banner with a core. Oh my god, this is real. Wait, holy shit.
Like as Zero is coming into focus, he realizes that we're all almost there at the objective point to speed past us talking about it. We all agreed except for Zero, who was just in a fugue.
Honestly, I had some catnip or something. Just like, whoa, my god. People are real.
Debatable, friend.
I
don't think
mean,
we can...
I am real now.
I think
How
the
can
real
you
thing that we
tell?
should...
Yes, friend Runt?
I've heard that it's a simulation.
I think the real thing that we should be worrying about is what happens after. After we get the banner, I've been thinking, I've been thinking of two major possibilities. One, either we give Rick his Silverback, and as promised, he joins our side. I love that. Or
so stupid.
option number two is we keep the banner for Toast. We give it to Arvo so that he may be able to duplicate it and have multiple airships able to use it, or multiple groups potentially. And then we just let Irithyll do what she wants with Rick and let him blow him sky high and kill him. And we don't have to worry about him being a potential enemy in the future, because as we know, he tends to flip sides very often.
Ooh, the double cross.
So it's very possible that leaving him alive without his banner may come to bite us in the ass. And if we give him the banner and then decide to go back against him, we'd have to deal with what the Bad Bagels and Fresnoth have to deal with, which is him being a slippery little bastard and him getting away all the time. So I think it's important for us to decide as a group what we'd like to do before we get the banner, as it is very close within our reach.
What if we do the Arvo thing, but we pretend we have the banner, and then we kill him, and then we don't have to worry about him betraying us?
Well, that's what option 2 is, which is portraying him. That's how we go about it. Is we say we have it, and then we don't have it, and then Irithyll and the rest of our Uthayans murder him and his crew. Which would then, the downside to that, of course, is it may not go our way. In addition,
Is that
killing...
we murder someone? Is that the downside, friend Runt?
Yeah. In addition to that, of course, Ren kind of like glances past that. In addition to that, not having Rick on our side would mean that we have much less air superiority, because if we did have Rick on our side, we could, along with the current Toast forces, absolutely demolish Fresnoth and her forces, putting a quick and decisive end to the Civil War. So that would take longer, meaning getting to the ruins, which is part of our purpose in coming here, would take longer, but that would mean leaving Rick alive. So there are definitely pros and cons to both choices. We just need to decide which ones we are for.
What if we give the banner to Arvo, and then give it back? See if Arvo can copy it, and then... yeah. Everyone's friends.
It's possible, but I don't know really the procedure in which Arvo creates new items, and that may take a long time.
if it takes longer than a month, he'll join Fresnov, and then we'll be on the receiving end of a lot of airships.
You have until the 3rd of March to give him back his banner.
That is true.
It's a long
Perhaps-
time.
Perhaps you are on something, Kushim. Perhaps we could give it to Arvo, have it duplicated, and give it back to him.
It
That
is
is
the
No harm, no
6th.
foul.
That is a third option I did not consider.
Well, we are talking about giving Rick the banner back, right?
That's one of the possibilities, yes.
Yeah. Well, he didn't hire us for the banner. I think what he really wants, because he didn't tell us about it at all. We found it from we found out about it from Gra.
Mhm.
So I think he just wants us to clear the area and have us pass up the banner, not knowing what it is, because in his eyes we shouldn't. And then he goes and grabs it. So if we take it, he might not even know that we have it.
I think he might notice that it's missing, though.
Yeah,
And if
he
we're the only
would.
people who went by.
Well, here's
But-
the thing. Here's the thing. He doesn't know where it is, because if he did, he'd have it already. That's why he hired us to find it and then or either tell him where it is or bring it back to him himself.
Well, he hired us for his silver.
Yes, but as we've learned, his silver is actually a silver banner.
Oh, was that it? I thought it was.
Yes.
I thought it was silver
No.
and banner.
No. No.
Okay.
As far as
But
we know
then
from what we learned from Duke
he-
Grothill, they are the same, one and the same.
He doesn't know that we know that the banner is the silver. So we can say we found it, take the banner.
Yeah. What if we
You
just
know,
give him
and
a
then-
pile of silver and be like, "Hey, we found your
Wow, that's a good idea, Kashim. You're really getting into the mood of things.
I feel
It's
like
like a
that
puzzle.
I feel like that overcomplicates what we're trying, because the whole point is what do we get, we as the group and we as Tulst get from that plan. We need
Get
to
the banner,
maximize.
and we get Rick Silverback. Both are good. We get
Right.
both.
that
we get
is-
a friend.
He'll betray us when he realizes the silver is not there, but we'll have him until then.
That's what I agree with. Honestly, I'd rather switch the plan up and have Arvo duplicate it. If it takes too long, we'll have Irithel take him out. But if it's quick enough, we can duplicate it and not have to eliminate Rick, and not do undue
Yay.
murder, and we'll both have spare banners, and we'll be able to return it to him and have him on our side.
Okay.
I think that is
Yeah,
currently that is the most profitable, maximizable benefit that we can, as a group, receive.
Okay. So on March 3rd, no matter what, we're gonna go see Rick, with or without the silver.
No. I think
No?
we should see how long it takes to replicate the banner, and then after the banner is replicated, if the banner takes past March 3rd, then we simply have to blow up Rick Silverback. But if we
John-
know that, say for example, it only took a day or a week, then we could then schedule another meeting with Rick before that time is up, and then give him. So we don't want to meet the day of, if we don't have to. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You
It also
all
takes.
are spending quite some time thinking this conversation through, giving your opinions. Kushim undoubtedly taking the longest to, go along with this plan of yours, Ron, as your moral heart of your party, as Kushim has become. But over
Wearing
your
him
journey through the dark woods, the moonlight disappears. The stars above you are obscured by the canopy. You are surrounded by very tall pine trees. Their needles, these evergreen behemoths, standing, watching you. Over time, you will feel a presence, multiple presences, trailing you. Just out of sight, or at least out of sight for those with dark vision, those with lanterns or flashlights going. Sometimes you will see a shape standing stationary, watching you, vaguely humanoid but cloaked in shadows, much like the one leading you deeper into the one of the most unexplored places in the world. This forest, and we haven't really talked about the Sea of Trees. So I'm going to shift us to the world map. The Sea of Trees is massive. It is a mountain range, riverland. It is the colloquial name that this entire continent gives the North. It stretches on for thousands of untold miles. Only two very experienced hunters. Quit memeing me. Only two very experienced hunters who are local legends of Tolst have even gone past 1,000 miles northward. And you all are heading into unmapped, uncharted territory, following a corpse. So as you guys trail off your conversation and the mood suddenly hits you, let's go around the table, starting with Nav and then Zero, Runt, Revit, Kushim, and get a quick internal gauge, because we don't know if we will ever have a chance to do that again. Nav, what are you feeling? What are you thinking as you enter this spooky land?
This is a little like... Nav is normally like, yeah, let's go fuck shit up. That sounds like fun. But dead dude who's not dead conscripting us so we can help his not dead friends for our enemy in the spooky ghost forest for a magic item is it's a little out of his wheelhouse.
What'd you call yourself last time we saw a himbo? Is that
yeah,
Nav the himbo out in the dark woods following a corpse talking about betraying a were-gorilla.
It's like in the bad horror movies, there's always the annoying jock, and he always goes towards the scary thing, and then like a split second before he dies, he's like, "Oh shit!" and then he tries to run, and then he gets killed.
Ah, that's you?
Yeah, I feel like that's where we're at.
Okay. Zero. You were out of it. You had... Maybe you just over-seasoned your last attempt at cooking, because you haven't made any recently. But what's going through your mind right now?
Yeah, I'm shaking off that catnip high. It's crazy. 7 days high. Never again. I see we're following this dead guy through some spooky woods. We're betraying Silverback again. It's like, whoa, this is crazy shit, man. I just hope these spooky guys in the woods are with our friend. I feel like what's happening is good. Like, we're on the right track. But how we got here, I'm not exactly sure.
Do you have any thoughts, concerns? You may not have remembered the exact path in which you got here, but you know, you're in it now.
Definitely feel like companions, Runt and Kushim, are very polar opposites on the plan scale. You know, brutal efficiency versus humanitarian. Trying to find this sweet middle ground would probably help us a lot.
I see. Hey, Runt.
Hey, John.
Runt,
What's up?
you're wearing your dope-ass stealth suit that Ozark had commissioned for you, painted to look like it has lederhosen on. You're following a corpse that your big bug friend translated for. What's hankering at your heels? You seem pretty good at theorizing how to get further, but now that you're like in the moment, Now that you realize just how in over your head you are, what's Runt thinking about? What's he feeling?
I suppose, as always, he's trying to theorize and strategize about what the, because he's had a moment to actually talk with everyone. He's been talking. The plan that he came up with is one that he's had like as more of a long-term plan to kind of establish things in the like an immediate future that aren't going to happen for like maybe a few days. But he's currently thinking about his plans for like what do we do when we get there, like when we get to this temple or this ruin or whatever, because he knows there's this enemy or whatever. I think it was Hephaestus or something, a true enemy of everything. They're talking to a literal ancient relic of a person, which is not only uh, terrifying in its concept, but also kind of amazing that there are things in the world that just kind of exist that people don't know about in an area that nobody has really kind of categorized in any meaningful way. Um, but in terms of what he's thinking right now, is he's worried that Grug 2.0 is going to happen, and he's trying to think of every single possible outcome of what might happen and how he can avoid that.
Grug 2.0. Speaking of monstrosities, Revik, all of your blood vessels have burst. You're becoming a vampire. You're looking a bit more handsome. You miss the moon. What's going on?
Well, Revik hasn't had any time to practice singing, but he's been thinking about how he needs to do that before he meets up with Arabelle next time.
Of course.
He needs to get like a permission slip from the tyrant. There's a lot of things he's thinking about, but right now at this moment, as he's going through this forest, he feels a lot calmer because he's finally back out in the wilderness. His job is not to fight a war. I mean, it is. That's the whole purpose he's here. But he's out in the wilderness again. This is nice, you know? He's there with his best buds. And, you know, there may be some, like, internal problems occasionally that come up with, like, war crimes and whatnot. But what could possibly happen, you know? Like, we have a friendly undead leading us. So this can't possibly end badly. And if it does, well, that's just par for the course. My life's been shit the whole time. So that's where Revik's at.
Okay. Last, but certainly not least, Kushim. Over the past couple of days, you've made some insightful discoveries about how your team functions. This one, though, may be the biggest discovery. Not only did you just speak to an ancient of humankind, you followed him into the woods. Did you have any doubts? Did you even believe this would ever occur in your life?
You even know Kushim? Of course, Kushim is like... I mean, you don't, I guess, as a fictional character, but yeah, definitely. Kushim is extremely interested in... There's ruins up ahead, ancient ruins that have never been discovered. So in the meantime, trying to make a map of this forest, of course, because this is an unknown place. You know, without any light, it's kind of hard. It's probably just going to end up being a rock with scribbles of chalk on it. That's fine. It's about the process. And yeah, just would probably try and talk with Grimir about old things, old languages, old stuff, what things were like, what utensils he used to eat with, you know, just sort of mundane stuff. Really just lost in the whole historical search of this.
Well, you will find that Grimir is very quiet as he moves despite being in full plate armor. Well, ancient full plate armor. Is it even real? These are questions you ask yourself, Kushim, as this creature trudges forward with necrotic endurance. Eventually, though, Grimir will stop. And before you, in the shadowed mountains, you will see, reflecting on the faintest of starlight in this pitch black forest you currently have been wading through, you will see an entrance standing about 30 feet high, made out of some kind of reflective whitish stone, casting long shadows all around. Grimir will then speak, for the first time in maybe 2.5 hours of marching at a very fast pace. You all keeping up. Runt probably having the most difficult time. No, wait, you have a climb speed now. You'd be fine.
I have a climb speed and I have mobile, so I'm probably the second fastest, if not the fastest person here.
Indeed. Well then. Grimir will point forward with a maul that seems to materialize out of a very shadow that surrounds you. He will then say something in a language none of you speak, since comprehend languages have run out. He looks blankly at you, realizes his mistake, and then points. Enemy.
What do I see?
What do you mean, what do you see? You see an archway. You see shadows.
Okay.
Do you move forward?
Can I take an arrow and just shoot down the hallway?
Down?
Wait, yeah, like spooky shadows, like magic shadows coming out, or it's just like dark?
It's nighttime.
It's nighttime. There's no real starlight here. You just get, like, the faintest of light from the moon that pierces the canopy. And then Revik pulls out a bow and just starts firing arrows. Please mark off some...
A single fire, a single shot. Okay. Nothing happens? Nothing happens after the first shot?
Nothing
Okay.
happens, but Grimir holds a hand and points to you, Kushim. And then, motions for you to do something.
I think he wants you to use comprehend languages again.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I start clacking my rocks together.
Alright, cool.
In the meantime, I'm gonna get all my shit out. In case what Revik did stirred something up.
What is all of your
Ready.
shit?
Just my shield and my war pick.
Alright. You strap your shield to your arm, you pull out your war pick. You take a
Did
defensive
we bring
position.
dibs and stuff?
I would assume.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop that somewhere around here.
Alright.
I'll drop my dibs too.
You begin lightening your load. Kushim dances in the meantime, uncaring for...
Got 10 minutes.
Yeah. A few minutes will pass, and comprehend languages will go off. Do you say anything, Kushim?
Please tell us more about the enemy and this place.
Your ritual is completed then. Inside, my vanguard awaits. The banners are there as well, along with a very dangerous trap that hopefully you all, or at least one of you, will be able to overcome.
Can you tell us more about this trap, or should we
It is
have a
better
look?
to see for yourself.
Ask him
Of
if
course, I
there are
relay
any...
all this. Yeah.
ask him if there
Follow
are any-
closely, but do not touch
never
the
mind.
walls. Although this temple is mostly deactivated, the ages taking a toll on what was once powering this place, it is still mechanically trapped. Be careful. some of my comrades have fallen victim and have been obliterated because of this. And that is no easy thing to do. And with that warning, the foreboding corpse man telling you how dangerous this is going to be, does anyone have second thoughts as he moves into the shadows?
Rock will follow behind him and say, I'm fairly well, I can deal with any traps most of the time. So if any of you would like to stay out here and maybe post guard, that's up to you. But I won't stop any of you from coming in.
I don't know if splitting up is what we want to do. But I understand that having someone out here would be good. I'm gonna follow you, Ryan, and not touch any of the wall.
Yeah, please don't.
Follow very carefully in Grimir's footsteps.
Understood.
I have a flashlight out.
I'll go with. Yeah. I would like to be like at least 100 feet behind whoever is in front of me.
Being the ultimate rear guard. Got it. Nav?
I mean, obviously, I want to go. Like, I want to go combat point. How about that? Because, like, if he's doing bullshit with traps, he's technically point, because he's Ren's taking care of traps.
We could do me, and then Nav, and then
Alright.
Mushim, and Zero in the back.
It sounds like you all enter then. No one staying behind to watch the rear. Oh, except for Zero, who's a coward and is 100
Yeah,
feet
I'm
away.
watching the rear, kind of.
He's
After 100 feet
actually
in.
so far behind, he doesn't know which steps are going to be safe to tread on.
Wait, I have like super dark vision.
You don't have that great of dark vision. You're not a Hexblade warlock. Oh shit, we have a warlock. Don't you have Devil Sight?
Yep.
Well then, Mr. Nav, I've been holding back on you, because you get to see all these spooky, scary fucking skeletons that have been hounding your entire party. Yes, there has been over 1,000 undead creatures lurking in the shadows following.
1,000.
Like literally skeletons?
Skeletons, undead creatures, these ghoulish men wearing, like, black coverings. Like, I completely forgot.
Okay.
Why didn't you say anything? You're like, man, John's really setting the scene here, and then suddenly...
No, it doesn't even matter, because Nav's a himbo, and if nobody else is freaking out, he's just like,
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, these people got balls, I guess.
You don't even care to read. Alright, yeah, that's fine.
I don't know their capabilities. Nobody else is freaking out, so whatever.
As you guys step through this portal, this rather tall 30-foot by 30-foot massive archway that just stretches and then goes into a mountainside, you will see that it quickly, after about the first 15 feet, expands outward, like a rather large funnel. For those of you with 60 feet of dark vision, you can see that your dark vision is almost at its highest strain. For our boy Nav, though, who can see clearly in this darkness, it is at least a 60-foot wide hallway by almost 100-foot tall ceiling. It is rather big, rather cavernous for a temple entrance. And Grimir steps very carefully. He steps a foot every 5 seconds now, rather slowly. And it stretches on. This hallway goes on for a very long time, especially at his slow pace. You have maybe traveled 300 feet deep when he points out that there's a fork up ahead. And to try not to fall into the void.
A void?
Yes. He leads you left because, as we all know, left is life, guys. Whenever you're in a maze, whenever you don't know where you're going, you go left. And Grimir leads you left. He continues the slow, cautious pace, at once just stopping for a full half a minute. His foot hovering above one step and then tilting and then going back to the original one as though he's forgotten. Or maybe it's just his necrotic muscles taking their time. But he is moving much, much slower from the pace of the woods he had set for you all. Does anyone feel antsy as he does this? No.
Runt's very calm and collected, and he's trying to mimic Grimir as much as possible. And he knows that freaking out is going to get everyone killed, so he's trying to be he's trying to set an example for everyone else, being like the person right behind Grimir. Because they, if the people up front start freaking out, then that's just gonna make everything else worse.
I see. Now,
Maybe
oh, sorry. Go ahead, Revik.
No, maybe Revik's a little bit claustrophobic, but you know what? He's not going to let anyone know. You can't let anyone know. No one else is freaking out. It'd be horrible if he was the only one freaking out.
Everyone's just peer pressuring each other, but not knowing. They are.
You can't show your weakness, guys.
Oof. Nav, you, I believe, are the only one who was able to truly distinguish between the void and the darkness that everyone else is surrounded by. Even with lamps and lanterns, the light just casts more shadows the farther away, into the dark it is. But you, with your devil sight, can see to your right there is a chasm of some kind, built within the very floor itself. Due to the fact that you're following Grimir in his pace, you can't truly investigate the edge, but sometimes when your path veers closer, you just see bottomless blackness. It is a somewhat terrifying aspect, maybe, to you? Is Nav afraid of heights? Is he afraid of death?
I think everybody's afraid of death. I'd say he's probably afraid of it, and he knows he's actively afraid of it, but he has it mostly under control.
Okay.
He was a soldier or a mercenary. I can't remember what I decided. Before he went into the special forces or joined the Tulsk Guard.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like he hasn't seen combat before, and when you see combat enough, eventually,
yeah,
you get put into a situation where you either die or you almost die.
Do you tell anyone about this big reminder of your mortality?
I wouldn't put it like that. Anybody who has dark vision would probably see me looking to the right and being like, "Oh, that's spooky." But that's all I would say myself.
To investigate, or is this just needless exposition that nobody cares about? Moving on.
Moving on. Nobody cares about the abyss.
I don't have dark vision, so.
True. Oh god, you're just running with your little lantern, aren't you? Poor Runt.
I've got a flashlight, but yeah.
Okay. Grimir will stop after another 10 minutes or so, picking up the pace a little bit after he points out to your left. No longer can you even see the wall that you guys were somewhat following. There's just now just darkness that goes on for who knows how long. Grimir will state, while you have comprehend languages still going, it's almost about to end, actually. The 1 hour, you guys barely crossing 1,000 feet. He states, that is the workshop of Hephaestus. Be careful not to dwell there, but the floor is not trapped. If we somehow get separated, I will meet you there. Just do not linger.
Why shouldn't we linger? What will happen?
Hopefully nothing. And then, with that foreboding word, he starts to move you guys right to a different hall. Yes.
Before he can, Run is going to ask if he can walk over to where the door is.
It's not so much a door, so much as a just stretch of hallway that is just expanded upon.
Okay, in that case, Run will take out a piece of chalk, and he's going to draw a big circle in front of the archway with a piece of chalk.
Okay, cool.
To mark
You
it.
can do so. This section of the floor is not trapped, he tells you. The tiles are not tricky, but it is still dangerous. But you may now walk at a normal pace. And he just walks normally, going as slow as your slowest party members, so probably like 30 feet, 25 maybe. Eventually, your hallway will turn... John looks at his map. You will see like a cutoff on the wall, but he keeps going straight into just the darkness. And you guys are quickly, if you haven't picked up on it already, realizing that these hallways are either built for a lot of people to move through them, or for things that are really big to move through them. But either way, he tries to keep you in the center of these massive hallways rather than getting close to any walls. Nav, you should still be able to see wall to wall, no problem, because your dark vision's fucking crazy. And here's where you will find more undead as well. These ones are not trying to hide themselves, and will fall in line with you guys, somewhat protectively circling you all. There are maybe 12 of these rather tall and lanky figures, your lights reflecting their pale, dead flesh. Runt and Kushim, you don't have dark vision either, right?
Right, I've got my trusty oil-powered flashlight.
Okay, cool. Revik, you have dark vision, right? Okay, so
Correct.
These two light sources will show off these undead figures who silently stride with you.
It's just like making these weird little low noises.
Don't worry, Revik, as Kushim would say, new friends.
You see new
Yeah.
friends?
Yeah, you know what? New friends. I'll be an undead one day if I'm not already. Yeah, new friends.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Well, Revik, I mean, it's more like new family for you.
I do.
Say
want
hi
a
to your
bigger
cousins.
family. Hi, please don't kill us.
As Grimir stops you, holding up his hand, Kushim, you will realize that the comprehend languages spell has faded from you, and he will motion for you to do the ritual once more. While you do that, this may be
I'm
a
gonna
time.
dance with Christine this time.
Okay, Nav starts helping your ritual, just rocking out in the. In the darkness, with the oil power flashlight gyrating between you guys, and like a weird glow stick. The rest of you have some time to burn, and although these undead do not make the most practical conversation partners, you can ask them stuff if you wish, or talk amongst yourselves. I don't really care, but
I'd like to ask them if they're going to help us get back out once we've disabled the trap, or do we have to do that ourselves?
Grimir nods. He will help you.
Okay.
Or,
That's
you
the
know,
only
he
pressing
nods.
question I had.
He nods like right before you finish your like second thing, because his body's doing that weird lag. So it's like, is he just preemptively agreeing with the second one? Maybe. Who knows?
Did any of our undead boys join me in the rear guard?
Yeah. You are flanked by 3. 1 at the very back and 2 at your left and your right.
See what weapons they have, if they're carrying, you know, swords or bows, any pointy things.
None of them use ranged weapons. They are all a mishmash of metal. None of them carry shields either. It's mostly not all great weapons, nor are they all polearms, but some just wield singular weapons, like a longsword, for instance, with nothing else. They don't seem to be maximizing their... Maybe they just don't care to defend themselves, but they hold singular, just whatever weapon they have on them. So it could be a polearm, it could be a two-handed weapon, it could just be like a morning star. It seems these creatures do not care for dexterous ways of combat.
Or defending themselves.
Indeed. Another thing to note is none of you have seen a spellcaster, like a clear magical man with a staff or an arcane focus of any kind. But Revik, a interesting point was brought up. You are becoming a vampire. You are staring at the undead, actual undead who seem intelligent. They don't seem to be vampires themselves. Are you afraid that you're becoming an undead? Are you going to become like these guys?
A little bit. I mean, I'm worried that I won't get to live in Tulst anymore. And I don't know if the tyrant's going to kick me out or not. One of his big things is he doesn't want any of the citizens dying. And I don't know if I'm dead or not, so...
True.
I don't want to be without a home.
Oh, God, that's so heartbreaking. Do you want to try to speak to one of these guys? Corpse to, you know, Frogman? Oh. Alright, John's our DM now, because Gibby turned off his fucking camera.
Oh, wait. Does this count as the stream dying?
I don't know. I don't think so. Uh-oh, Gibby. Computer is dying. Uh-oh. One sec. Well. Revik, let's focus on you.
Alright. He asked the kind of conversationally, have you been dead for long?
They all stare at you.
Just, okay, alright.
Grimir.
At least it doesn't seem lonely. You guys, there's a lot of you guys.
Grimir
Yeah.
nods and says, pointing to his chest in a... well, it's been 2 weeks, so you may have forgotten, but he repeats a phrase that you had heard when you guys were around a campfire. Legion. Oh, rip, now we've lost Eric.
Have to.
Alright, there he is.
Legion. Must be nice. Be a part
Sorry,
of
did you say it's
something.
been 2 weeks?
Of real time. Real lifetime.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Suddenly we lose a bunch of time.
Yeah, seriously.
We get a long rest.
We
Wow.
long rest in the spooky cave.
Without any other interjections, we can conclude your ritual casting of Comprehend Languages. Kushin,
Sounds good.
you and Nav stop dancing. All the undead
Stop
realizes-
dancing for the ritual, but we continue dancing for morale.
Yeah, and
Just
Nav-
conga line.
yeah,
Conga line in the
conga.
back.
Okay. Grimir looks to you, seeing you still dance in confusion. He looks at his, wrist for a second. Can you understand me?
Yes, friend.
Ah, you are an eccentric one.
Thank you.
He just pauses for a second. Up ahead will be the trap along with the banner. Be careful. Yeah, you can relay this to the team. And you guys don't have to travel far. You only have to travel 60 feet. Where a dude, another corpse, is hanging out with this magnificent banner with a dancing ape on it, who is holding a bone in his hand. Woo! It is made out of just silver threads, platinum rings. It is so swaggy. This thing alone probably could sell for just off the artistry 10,000 gold. It's super, super dope. The pole itself is also made entirely out of platinum. The undead who wields it has a cloth wrapped around the handle in which he holds it, as though he does not wish to tarnish it in any way or shape or form. The undead who holds this banner looks to Grimir. They stare at each other in silence for a brief moment, and then Grimir turns to you. We have recharged the banner. It can be used, but first you must look at the trap. Do you have the light? Can you cast light? We cannot cast magic.
I do.
I have a flashlight.
You will need to see farther than what your strange lanterns can produce.
I can cast light. I got it.
How can you cast light? Oh, you're a fucking book boy, aren't you?
Yes. It wasn't until after last session that I was looking through my character sheet again. And I was like, oh yeah, I can do that. I forgot about that.
The one
Whoa,
person
what
who
do you
doesn't
cast
need
light
can
on?
Cast it. He is a rock. I just picked a
Rock.
random pebble.
Hold out one of the arrows so you can shoot it across the.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah, actually.
Cool. And then,
Nav casts
yeah.
light on.
An arrow.
The rock was first, so the rock.
Okay.
Can you smell?
You find a stone, or you just pull out one from a pocket or backpack.
Kushim offers one.
Kushim has
Yeah,
spares
Kushim
rocks,
has millions to spare.
Those rocks are for me.
Kushim, I need a rock. I'm gonna make it pretty.
Oh, okay. Put it like that, you manipulative bastard.
You
Yeet.
you cast light, and then the stone is yeeted into a pit that falls for about, wow, giving a rough estimate, it's maybe 100 feet down. But you throw it a good, 60 feet out. You can now see as the light travels and falls into this pit. There is a... Shit, light's not actually that big, is it? It's like 2020.
No.
Yeah, it's 2020.
Yeah.
If you cast light
40
on a
foot
rope,
width.
does the whole
Maybe
rope
more.
get light?
Unfortunately, no. Because that'd be fucking awesome.
20-foot radius, right? So that means 80 foot diameter. At least dim light.
40. It's 2020, not... So it's 20
Oh, yeah.
dim light.
Yeah, and
Oh,
and
yeah,
20
it would be
an
80.
additional beyond.
Okay, so Nav, with your additional dark vision, the extra light, helping you see this. This is a rather large square pit that is more expansive than the hallway you are currently on. So it's at least wider than 120 feet, and then it stretches on for maybe twice that length. And you can just cast light. It's a fucking cantrip, and you have projectiles. You have a fucking archer. Like, you can just keep doing this until you somewhat get a feel of the area.
Mhm.
Eventually, at the bottom, when you guys look over the edge, or just get even closer to the edge, you can see what is clearly the remains of a suspension bridge, which has been snapped in half or destroyed at some parts. These suspension bridges, both on either end of this massive pit now, currently act as ladders.
Interesting. So, like,
In the corners of the room, so on the far left and far right, about separated by 30 or so feet, or every 30 feet, there is like a crook or like a nook within the walls. And Grimir will point at you, Revik, as you fire an arrow to aim towards it. And there you will see a stone statue with bright blue eyes. Grimir will then explain. These are the trap. They watch. Not all the time, but when they see something, they shoot it with lightning. We are very good stationary. We can stop and be stopped for quite some time, but when we move, it takes us a moment to get going and then to stop again. When they are off, and he just keeps pointing at the one statue you've illuminated, after about like 10, 13 seconds or so, the blue eyes dim. And they dim until they're just gone. And then for Nav, who can peer into the shadows and darkness a bit more, he can see that some of these other nooks light up. It's very faint, but once it's pointed out to you, it's now noticeable. For even you, Runt, and Kushim, who don't have dark vision at all. These just tiny flickers of light within this void of a room. That is what has been obliterating us.
Real quick, Runt, is your lederhosen made out of rubber? I'm sorry.
I don't think it is.
Because it was like a skin tight. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Never mind. There goes that idea.
this banner, when activated, and John doesn't want to roleplay it, he'll tell you mechanically what it does. Mechanically, this banner will give you advantage on dexterity saving throws and acrobatics checks. Very good when running around. It lasts for, I think, 10 minutes, or it's randomized. I can't remember. I'd have to pull it up. But, yeah.
It's really good for a halfling that wanted to get across there with climbing.
It's also very good for a crew that has to monkey about an airship and get to many places very quickly.
Or a rogue with evasion. Wait,
Yeah.
you don't have evasion.
I don't have. No, that's almost seven, brother.
Damn it.
Not yet. Whoever wishes to go, I suggest do not bring metal. They seem to have a cone of vision, so it is best to stick to the... We have been trying to stay to the edge and then, like, abuse that little gap between them. You know what I mean? Grimir asks. He now seems a lot less confident in himself.
So how are we meant to disable these traps for you then?
Assumedly, they are connected to a power source on the other side. Hephaestus was an asshole. Do not get me wrong. He nearly destroyed our world. But he was also a practical asshole. He would not create a trap he could not turn off if he was to fall into the pit. Assumedly, it is on the other side of the bridge that a minion could turn off, or that he could remotely activate or deactivate. But, you know, this is like a... How do you say it? I've created one way for you to get to me, fuckers. Now I'm going to blow up the bridge and watch you all die. Kind of trap.
So they have sight into the pit, regardless of there being a bridge there or not, right?
Excuse me?
Sorry. So this is a question. Sorry. So they destroyed the bridge, which was the original way to get across. And now they're using the banner to like crawl across the pit with their like just climbing across, like around the. If it's a circular pit, they're going like
it's
around.
a rectangular pit. What they're doing is like hugging the edge between these nooks. The problem is the undead are just too fucking slow.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And are there like undead at the bottom that can't get back up, or they're all dead?
You don't see any
technically.
corpses.
Okay.
I think
It's
they're getting
obliterated.
Yeah, they're getting obliterated by the lightning from these statues. That's what's killing them.
Okay.
So, and then these statues, are they like... So I'm imagining this pit is sort of like a canyon, right?
Yeah,
There's
or
no
a
way
box.
to like walk.
It's like, you know, like how
box.
a cardboard box, but you're like at the very top of it. You know?
Yeah.
So like you can go down.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
And then these statues are inside this box, or they're...
They're like in these weird
okay.
little nooks that have just like divoted. So if you have like a cardboard box, let me prepare my three-dimensional
diorama.
So
Can I
Just pull out a cardboard box for us, John.
All right, I have my dice thing. How about that?
Okay.
So, you know, you have your dice thing. So you guys would be like right here on the rim, right? And you're looking down. So now John's going to move it like this to show you all the dust bits that have been collected. So they would be in like separated every 30 feet within the wall itself.
And then is there like walls, I presume, on the side of the box that go up?
Yeah.
That would keep us from going around? Oh, okay. Can I cast spider climb and climb on those walls?
Don't touch the walls was something that
Oh, good.
They have
me as
been...
that.
Nice catch.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's wrong with the walls then? Can we ask Grimmer? Like the reason we can't go to the side and up the ceiling?
Why we stay to the middle of the hallway is because Hephaestus was a asshole.
Oh, okay. Cool. So
Do you
what
think
if I touch
a
this wall?
high-level wizard would just allow people to avoid his traps?
good. Okay. I'm glad
So,
that's
Kashim,
not so easy.
Can you cast Spider Climb on other people or just yourself?
And classed on other people.
Okay,
Again,
and
Do not touch the walls, even
I
down
wasn't playing-
there. We stay near them, but we do not touch. I'm sorry,
so
I should have said that. I thought it...
So we're like walking a tightrope while not touching the wall. We're like,
Yes.
okay, that sucks.
Again,
All right.
the person who created this giant asshole killed
right.
millions of people.
I'm gonna take an arrow. Okay, John, just an arrow,
Okay.
just an arrow. I'm gonna shoot it in front of one of the active statues. Does it get obliterated by lightning?
No.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, so I have a.
okay, so I need a clarification.
Oh, Revik's dying.
How far is the distance from one side of like where we are to the opposite side to where the other part of the bridge is?
By my estimate, it is roughly 300 feet. And by my estimate, I mean your estimate, because you're doing this through multiple castings of light and shooting arrows. By the way, Revik, remove like 10 pieces of ammunition, why don't you?
I'll remove 10. Hold on. I've got 24, so hold on.
Boys in
yep,
chat, has John killed the party before they even tried to do the puzzle? Vote now.
So this is really stupid, but Revik is gonna say his idea anyway in the character. Okay, so what we do is we all have bedrolls, right? So we put the bedroll like up like a shield so they can't see that we're there. And then we walk across the sides and hope we don't fall.
But like they're on both sides of the wall, so even though you block one side of vision, even if that worked, there's the other side that's gonna zap you.
Okay, well, Kashim was probably strong enough to hold up 2 beds, so he can.
30 feet apart.
he put both.
Run's gonna look at Grimir and he's gonna ask, what specifically is seems to be the trigger? Is it because it's clearly not just movement.
From our sacrifices, we have determined that when their eyes are blue, they search for movement. If you stay still, they will not obliterate you. However, if you move in that time, you will be obliterated. If there is any other mechanical aspect of this trap, I have not detected it. Assumedly, this is to kill multiple people at one time whenever that bridge would fall. And then, you know, the people who fall in would scatter and try to find the threat and then immediately obliterate themselves all in unison.
Are the charged up statues able to shoot more than one lightning bolt?
From
Like
what
while
we
it's
have
active?
seen, no. That being said, they only need to hit one of us once to obliterate us. So.
What about you guys have like a lot of people, right?
No, Revik. I don't know where this line of thinking is going, but we're not gonna go there.
I know exactly where that line of thinking is going.
And Run would like to take the time to inspect the statues to try and learn their pattern, if that's possible. Basically, he's trying to keep a mental note of like a timer in his head of like So trying to track when he can go and when he needs to stop. Like literal red light, green light, but it's blue lights.
Yeah, definitely. The problem is you don't have dark vision, and there are a lot of them. So go ahead and make a perception check at disadvantage.
Okay.
Can I help him?
No. John, can I do that mechanic and help him?
Ooh.
Damn.
Right, you are looking at one. You just count the one that you can see. It seems to be every, 10 to 13 to 15 to 18 seconds, they fluctuate, or at least this one does. Chances are, if it was a pattern recognition puzzle, and not a pure reflex reaction one, the undead would have figured that they would have gotten it right once, right?
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that, like, hey, we don't have living tissue and we cannot react quickly, like a hobbit or a frog could.
Okay.
One of the downsides of being dead, boys. Necrosis.
Well, what's a hobbit?
Runt's going to look
What's a
at the
paladin?
group and he's going to leave. He's going to take off his backpack, and all he's going to have is his short bow and a quiver of arrows, and he's going to say, "All right, I think it's best if I went in there and tried to find that power source alone.
Okay.
If one of us is gonna die, it's well. If I die, then I guess Rav accept. But
What?
best of you have these extra resources along with you.
Hold on,
Ah.
friend.
How long is the pit? It's like 100 feet.
Yeah, it's like 100 feet down. You
and the
can
cross.
climb it without touching the wall due to the fact that there is a suspension bridge there.
Yeah, that's what he was gonna plan on doing.
Yeah.
Is climbing down and then climbing back up on the other side.
Does anyone have anything
300 feet
to
across.
say or help Runt?
300 feet across. Can I give him the help action by saying he believes in him? I'm
Does
kidding.
anyone have any guidance? Does anyone have guidance? I would love some guidance.
Hold on.
I'm gonna walk up to him and crouch down and be like, I can't give you much, but don't die. And I'm gonna cast Armor of Agus.
On yourself,
On him.
because it is target self only.
Wait.
Oh, it is self
Cast
only.
the darkness. Cast the darkness spell on him. That way, they won't be able to see.
But I can't see.
Yeah, but he can't see. I already.
Does it matter?
I
Climb
thought it was one in each corner, and I was like, I wonder if I can just drop darkness on one of them and like completely fuck it up.
Wait,
Well,
can Nav
actually-
cast darkness on himself and go on his own?
That's a possibility. If you want to give it a try, but see, I've only seen that one, and he'll point at the one that he's been tracking. If you guys see any other ones and you want to block that path, then more power to you.
I don't have anything. Hold
But
on.
I'm just, if anyone
Nav.
else has anything, I'm just gonna go.
If this is just a pure sight puzzle, you may be able to just walk across the hallway with darkness on yourself. The
Because
real
I can see
question
through it,
is-
because I have devil sight.
Yes. However, what if you're wrong? And then you
Yeah,
walk
I thought
across the
about that.
hallway, take a step, and then immediately blow up.
We want to give a sacrifice to the lightning gods.
Can't he also cast darkness on, like, I don't know, or another rock and throw it over to obscure their vision?
Yeah. That's how darkness works. It's just reverse light. The problem is,
So-
there's more than one, right?
Yeah.
But you would be able to skip a majority of, what is it, like a 40-foot radius or diameter?
Yeah, it's like
area?
15, I think, so 30.
Ah, okay.
So when the arrow moved, when it saw the arrow and it was activated, it didn't blow it up, right?
No.
Yeah.
Have these undead boys tried anything larger? Like person-sized? Is that the problem? Maybe we could test that.
They don't carry shields, nor did they think they would, have a bed on hand.
I think the big thing is
they don't need much, but they do wear like armor and clothing. So it's clearly not just material that is,
Okay.
I think it's also the fact that he's shooting an arrow past, and arrows go by pretty quickly, and these are slow, lumbering undead. So even if they could shot the arrow, they might not be able to see.
Then to drop something larger and see if it activates it. And then if it does activate it, then we can try darkness on something and see if it doesn't activate.
What do you have that is person size?
We can go back for our dibs.
I've got my bedroll. I can drop it if you can pick it back up. I have my bedroll, friend. Would you mind picking it back up when you're on the bottom?
So, like, in theory, the bedroll could work. The problem is you would need to, like, unfurl it and then, like, have it up.
Oh, he's saying he wants to know if he drops the bedroll, will it get shot by lightning?
Oh, just the bedroll itself? That's only like well, that's
and unfurled.
Yeah, that's like 3.5 feet wide since you're a big guy, right? You need a big bedroll.
Okay, it's person sized because I gotta sit it, right?
So he's trying to figure out if the lightning will shoot an inorganic person just because it's big enough.
Okay. So are you gonna describe to me exactly what you do?
Okay. So I've got a bedroll, I've got silken rope, and I've got grappling hook. So I can attach the bedroll unfurled to this grappling hook.
Okay.
Try and make it, I don't know, if I've got something else there, I've got a crowbar or something to make sure that it stays furled. And then how far down are these?
Well, the pit itself is 100 feet, so chances are they're person-sized. These little statue guys.
Okay.
So do you have
So
95
at least
feet of
one
rope?
of them. Sorry.
Do you have 95 feet of rope?
Yeah.
Okay.
The silk rope, and then. Yep. Okay, so I can make two tie them together and just dangle it in front of one of the ones while it's active. And maybe do like a jiggle up and down like I'm fishing.
Yeah.
No, I don't want you to hold it. I mean, I don't know. Whatever you gotta do. I don't want you to hold it, Kashim.
Okay, so as I'm lowering it down, you mentioned like don't hold it, so we can get some. Fair enough. Yeah, we can get some rocks to steady it or something.
Yeah. Maybe it'll do a little bouncy thing on its own.
Good old Brood saving his party member. No, it wouldn't have been that bad. This drape of a bedroll, your sleeping bag, Kushim, which has been your most faithful companion, and I know how much Kushim gets attached to inanimate objects, is unfortunately obliterated. All of you get to watch as a lightning bolt illuminates the entire room for a quarter of a second, blinding you all, or at least living, and just vaporizes, smites, destroys, conflagrates this bedding, your nice comfortable sack which you lay your head down at night so you can get the benefits of a short rest. The grappling hook turns bright orange and stays that way for several minutes. Or I suppose we'll just stay that way.
I will wait as it...
The rope that was attaching itself to the grappling hook burns. And the grappling hook separates. you lose 5 feet of that silk rope, but you know. So, you know, make an adjustment
Okay.
on your character sheet denoting that.
45 feet of silk rope.
Does
Alright,
anyone
so-
have another bedroll for Eric to cast darkness on?
I suppose if we're gonna do this, Runt will offer up his bedroll, although it's slightly smaller than the giant
But-
man of Kushim's.
Yeah, I want to make sure it's big enough. Zero nav.
My bedroll.
Oh, I'm actual human size. If you want to sacrifice another one to the lightning gods, go ahead.
Unless anyone has anything, you know,
I-
other than a bedroll.
I have a bedroll that is the size of a frog. Sorry,
A
3
frog-
feet.
A frog
A 3
man?
feet frog man. 3 feet bedroll. I wonder if it'll still shoot it.
I'm not confident enough. This is Nav's life, friend.
John changes the
Uh,
music to
it's
be more
red.
dreadful.
Alright. We have to have a way to give. Alright. We have the banner though. It'll give advantage. Right? To run?
Are we done experimenting?
Well, I don't know.
Whoa.
Or did Zero
Oh,
give
yeah,
up his
if-
bedroll?
Oh yeah, I'll give up my bedroll.
Cast in darkness, Nav.
Yep.
Right.
Do you have another
Uh,
hook or something to hold it?
I mean, surely we can find some tie or something. I've got
I was gonna
twine.
If you want, I can just
Hey, there's a
stick it with arrows, and we can tie the
Okay.
rope to the arrows.
Yeah, that'll
I was
work.
about to say, there's a chance it's gonna blow up anyway. We can just poke a hole in it.
Yeah.
And loop the rope through.
You cast darkness on the bedroll. Kushim, Revik, Runt, Zero are all blinded. Nav. The undead are unfazed by this. But, well, I mean, Nav has to sort of take control of the situation now.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm gonna go grab the rope and do the same thing that Kushim did.
All right, you lower it down. It lowers and lowers and lowers. And with that, we're going to go take a short break as I leave you guys in suspense. We'll be right back. Because I got to go get a drink. We'll be back in a bit, guys. We are back, everyone, and after a suspenseful moment, Nav lowers the darkness-imbued bedroll. And you wait. Everyone waits. And no one else besides Nav can see within the darkness the blue eyes light up from the statue. Nav, you can quickly jiggle the rope, trying to jostle the bedroll, but the statue does not fire its magical discharge. What do you
Okay,
do,
so it
Nav?
looks like it works.
I think it works, boys.
I get my bedroll back.
Well, not quite. To preserve on his ability to cast magic, he should hold on to the bedroll and run across with it, so he doesn't have to cast it again.
Oh, well, I'll still get
Or-
it back eventually.
Eventually, yeah.
So I'm going down there, is what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It'll
I
be
guess any
safe.
of us could, really, if we just.
He's the
Oh
only
wait, we
one who
can't
can see
see.
through it.
I'm
Yeah.
the only one who can see in it. Alright,
It's
I'm
on
gonna
a
pull
rope.
it back up.
You pull it back up. No big deal. Everyone is blinded except for you.
I can't see.
Grimir asks, "Are you ready?"
Oh, no, but when does that ever stop me?
Do you wish to take off your armor so you do not have to do all of your acrobatics checks at disadvantage?
Yeah. And I'll fucking dissipate the war pick and all the major shit.
Alright. You all can help Nav de-armor so that he can go a little bit quicker. Maybe it's just like a mental
Spider
thing.
climb just in case.
You want to cast Spider Climb on him?
Yeah, just in case he needs to.
Alright, the Grim Grumbler. You change it every time. You cast Spider Climb on him. This way, you don't actually need to make any acrobatics or athletics check to climb up the bridge. Way to go. Team Warlocks at it again. Tying, or I guess holding, the bedroll of darkness. You are now on the clock. But you can cross 300 feet in like 5 minutes, right?
Easily.
Yeah.
300 feet, no problem.
Five
problem.
rounds. Wait.
Only if, something terrible happens will time be a matter of issue. But you have another spell slot. It should be fine, right? It should be fine.
Fine.
Yeah. Dick-ass Hephaestus wouldn't have set up any other trap, right?
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Certainly not one so obvious as to put a battery in like a glowing ruin or nothing, right?
Indeed. Or Glyph of Warding. Who knows?
Right.
Timmer. Hi, bud. He's in the chat now. Nav, you quickly descend. Or do you? Am I jumping the gun?
No, go ahead.
All right. Holding a bedroll, walking down the good old suspension bridge that has fallen to the floor. You descend over 100 feet. Where are you going? Are you just going straight across?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. How fast are you going? How slow are you going?
I haven't decided.
How confident is Himbo that this is gonna work?
Himbo is Himbo, so I think he's pretty confident. So if he's pretty confident, but he's still nervous, he's gonna fucking book it.
All right. He sprints. You all see an absence of light zip across the floor.
How is this room quiet?
Of course.
Like is there
Quiet
is
as
there
the
any
grave.
okay. So everybody, as soon as the lack of light starts to move, you're gonna hear, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, 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 fuck.
Echoes for long seconds, and then you reach the middle of the room where a third of the suspension bridge is just laying, not attached to anything, as though it had been separated from the center at 2 points.
Um, from what I can see, does it look like? Is it all? Did it remain like a single piece, or is it all like?
Yeah, it's a single piece.
Um, if it's all a single piece, then I think I'm just gonna like hop up or climb up or whatever the height difference is, and just continue going across.
All right. Not stopping, you rush. You hop up a bit. Everybody sees the orb, just this orb, this sphere of darkness, just whoop, and then fall back to a more level area, like a weird. Is anybody saying anything? Anyone giving him any encouragement at all?
No, I will say as soon as I like hop up, I'm gonna call back to the party and be like, "Hey, I think this Hephaestus was an asshole."
What? How?
No,
Why?
you're doing great, bud. You're doing
Rephic's
great.
just shouting, "Why?" as you just run.
Pretend Sloptail is behind you.
Do you speed up at that? Do you cast Expeditious Retreat on yourself to go faster?
Oh, if only I had it.
Well, John can't bait a spell to drop his concentration, guys, and get him immediately killed. You make it to the other side of the room. There is a suspension bridge that is supported or is draped along the other side of this trap room. You are over 300 feet away from where you initially began. It hasn't been too long, but 60 feet per 6 seconds, so somebody can do the math on that real quick if they want, but it's only been like less than a minute. You've got like 4 minutes left on darkness. Your spider climbed. You should be able to just walk up the scaffolding, right? This bridge, this ladder. What do you do, Nav? Do you stay and search for the power source down here? Or do you believe it's up?
I think I'm going to spend. There's 10 minutes on darkness.
Well, it's been a couple minutes.
Oh yeah, because we did lower the thing down.
Had to take your armor off.
Okay, I'm gonna spend. Like 3 minutes down below, give or take, counting seconds in your head.
Of course. You know when your spell ends. It's concentration.
I'm gonna spend about 3 minutes down below looking for a stone, a lever, a button, a sigil.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, what exactly are you looking for? Because this could be potentially like 3 different checks.
Actually, you know what? When I get to the edge, I'm gonna go to the nearest statue.
Okay.
Is there any type of wire or I don't mean like, well, yes, a literal wire, but and also any type of like energy circuitry.
If the lights power down, can you take them out? Like if the blue eyes power down, can he unplug? Like just take them out? Like
It
Jules?
sounds to me like you're looking for some magical bullshit. Nav, are you Arcana proficient?
That's actually a good question. Yes.
Then please make me an Arcana check.
I'm proficient, but I'm not skilled because I'm stupid.
You regret the fact that you are not a wizard in this one moment in time. But you're also so fucking dope, so fucking awesome, that you're even down here not obliterated, unlike these ancient undead pieces of shit who are now fuck. Oh my god. Well, Kushim is now Nav, and no, Zero is now Nav. Kushim is now Zero. Seems like we lost John for a second, but he'll be back. There he is. Nav, you do not understand what you see before you. This is some sophisticated wizardry bullshit.
Do you have any explosives?
Not right now, Drevik. And then I'm gonna go back, or not even necessarily back from the starting point.
You're running all the way to the back.
No, I mean like back from since I ran straight.
Okay.
No, from wherever I am at that closest statue.
Zip zip.
I guess any. First, we'll go with any type of looking for any type of like
Time's running
rune
out.
or sigil.
Alright, you're looking for a rune. Give me a perception check. You're just looking for anything. Where's the magical energy? You say to yourself. You need it. You want it. You gotta have it, but you can't find it. For the life of you, Nav. There's nothing down here except the screams. Your team. Your lungs burning. There's like 2 minutes left on your darkness spell, brother.
Okay, so that was from. Let's say I went left to the first statue. I would have run past the ladder or the suspension bridge, whatever, to the next statue. When I get to the next statue, I'm going to turn around and start looking for like a lever or a switch, like a mechanical.
I will include that with your perception check. That would have stood out to you.
Okay.
And it's not like it's a matter of lighting for you. Like, you can see as though it was fucking daylight in here. You don't see any sort of obvious switch. I would, like, tell you that with your, like, passive perception.
Okay. Would seeing, like, another stone, like the blue stones that are their eyes somewhere along the wall, would that be included in that too, or do you want a separate check? That would be included?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
There's
if I don't see
secret
anything...
statue.
If there's anything down, if there's nothing in the thing, I'm gonna climb up.
All right, you climb up. With 1 minute left on your darkness, you hop up the suspension bridge. Man, can we talk about spider climb just for a second and how fucking dope this is? Is like your ground is now like
also wall?
Yeah, wall is now ground and ground is wall. Like, this is some crazy bullshit of perspective. Because you're not ignoring gravity, right? You're fighting against it. But, like, the magic within your feet, just binding from your clothing to whatever you touch now, is as though it is ground. That's some crazy bullshit, guys. That must be pretty surreal for you, Nav. Well, that's just John's thoughts as he imagines what it would be like to be Spider-Man.
If only we could see it. Too bad he's covered in darkness.
Too bad. Nav, you reached the top. To everyone else, Nav's gone. He's been out of sight forever, but, you know.
Well, at least he wasn't exploded by lightning.
Yeah, we would be able to tell.
Nav, you are at the very top of the next part of this temple. You can see it is very much like the hallway you initially entered, so it like V's out. So to your left, far away, maybe like over 1,000 feet or so, in the far distance in this hallway, the only source of light that you can see glows, pulsates with a bluish energy. And to your right, this one, no, you're about the same distance away. In these crooks that can be that are revealed by this pulsating blue light, there are these just weird. Well, you're too far away to truly make out the details, but objects that are pulsating with maybe 10 feet of this similarly colored lightning. Every, 10 seconds or so, they pulsate. 1,000 feet to your left, going at like a weird diagonal of the same to your right.
Just to make sure I understood right, to the left path at the very end is glowing, pulsating, and then on the right there
Same.
the.
It's symmetrical. John is just really bad at reading his own maps.
Oh, okay,
Sorry.
okay. So there's also like glowing bits and bobs on the left side too. Okay.
It's like a copy of that first hallway, but now you can see like a bit into the distance rather than just, 120 feet of just your dark vision.
Right. Guys, I don't trust this. And I'm gonna describe what I saw, RC.
You start shouting, some people are like, what?
Use your communicator.
I'm just gonna use this communicator and say, make sure you check the traps on the ground.
Yeah, your earpiece goes off. It's just... You're still shouting.
Can you hear me?
Yes!
Your darkness wears off, by the way.
Yeah, I figured. Since somebody spoke through the communicator, Hippo is going to realize that he has a communicator. And, like, click it or whatever and be like, so, pretty sure the traps beneath y'all, beneath us, are still a thing. But I don't know if the glowy bits I'm seeing in front of me are the batteries for those, or the batteries for the hallway, or both. Kushim,
Look him and find out.
are you still super smart?
I do what I can. What do you mean, friend?
I need to ask the depressing guy what he was looking for when we were walking through the hallways earlier.
Oh, yeah, don't have comprehend languages up with the spider climb. I can ask what he was looking for and then see, because he's been able to convey simple information. Maybe he can give something.
Sure, go for it.
You turn to Grimir.
Yeah, friend, this is what, we've seen this. Do you have any ideas? Have you seen anything like this?
Sounds... You! And he's frustrated, but he knows you're doing some weird magical bullshit. You cast spells. Yes?
Yes,
It
good.
or light is spell.
I give him some chalk and I ask him to write it, because I can still read, whatever.
He starts drawing like a person and is trying to like show you what
All right.
he thinks that like a spell slot is. Can you explain it a bit better? Yeah, basically. Brew just fucking dies in real life. Just poor guy. He took too much Benadryl.
I would start writing, and I motion like, you write. Can you write what you tell me?
Ah. He begins to write, which you can immediately understand. He states that this thing is likely a fuel source, and that it should be fucked with.
I convey this.
It is conveyed.
Jab your sword into it.
Runt's gonna use his communicator and say, if you think it's too dangerous to approach, use your ranged beam attack. But if you think you can grab it, we might be able to use that ourselves if it's a power source.
Well,
Something to take back to Tulsa potentially.
I'm gonna click on my communicator and be like, but which one? There's two. Both? Both sounds good.
Both.
Fuck it, we'll do both. I'm gonna
That's
recast
really
darkness
weird.
on myself.
You recast darkness on yourself. Do you want to, though? Do you really need to cast darkness on yourself? I mean,
Yes.
come on.
Yeah.
How big of an asshole was this Hephaestus guy? Why would he?
Well, he was
you
made.
know,
Well, he was made by you.
Why would he defend
So-
his fuel source that is powering all this? Okay, yeah. You, Darkness, you can see that this is indeed defended by more stone statues that would obliterate you with lightning. And these ones have a much shorter interval because they're right next to this power source. They're basically always on. And there's maybe like 1 second delay between all of them where they are off. This would be a supremely difficult dexterity sleight of hand check to pull off this stupid fucking power source, but you can walk up to it since they can't see you.
Okay. I will say, spooky lightning eyes are still spooky lightning eyes, so he's still running. Nav is still running.
Alright, you just run for it.
Yep.
You're at
Also,
the...
nobody answered my question about the floor, so the floor is still spooky too.
What about the
So
wall?
when I get to the pedestal, is it like attached to it, or is it just sitting on it?
Alright, let me describe it, because for those of you who will have Nav describe to you this later, once you re-meet up, this thing is a hexagonal object that is maybe a foot long, maybe 6 inches or so wide. It pulsates with a blue light, and you can see it's made out of a crystalline substance. Someone just shot me a message. I don't know why they did. Anyway, at the very top of this crystalline object is a handle made out of a glimmering material which is currently overshadowed by your darkness spell. And it pulsates with a blue energy source that is briefly visible to the naked eye, even through the darkness itself, but it doesn't... It is quickly just absorbed by your magic. It also hovers above this strange pedestal, as though it is not truly needing to rest. Some weird anti-gravitational bullshit is applied to it. Maybe it's magnets. Maybe it's miracles.
Okay. Then I'm now is seeing that it's like slowly or not like attached or even resting, and it's just like hovering. He's slowly gonna reach out to, like get closer to it, and if nothing happens, he's gonna touch it.
All right.
Touch the butt.
You reach your hand out. You touch the handle. You feel power running through your skin. What are you doing? Nav, what are you doing? What are you doing, Nav?
I'm gonna try and pull it.
Alright, you pull it. It is now off the pedestal. Those statues that were blinking at you in your darkness, as though just trying to find a target, knowing something is within it, but unable to see, wanting to discharge, wanting to obliterate you. But they can't do it without a target. You pull out the power source. And all of you... Man, John wants to just say, just die. All of you die now. On the left-hand wall, all of those statues that were blinking every 10 to 13 seconds stop. And they don't turn back on. Guys, magic. Really good.
So,
It fucks everything up.
It really does.
are we able to cross them without triggering the lightning bolt eyes?
In theory.
Well, there's a whole nother side.
There
Yeah,
is an
Ron's gonna say,
old
good job,
side.
Nav. Now grab the other one, and we'll be good to go.
Yeah, I thought it was implied.
Alright, you go and do
If I
that.
didn't die to the first one, I'd probably.
Do you still hold on to that power cell while you do it, or do you just put it on the floor?
No, I mean I would have carried it back to the edge
Oh.
where the hallway split off, and then left it there and got the other one.
Alright. You go and collect the other power cell. And lo and behold, the right half for the boys, for the team waiting behind. That half also goes out. The power cell puzzle has been solved.
Forgetting about his communicator again, he's like, "I think you're good."
Good job! He totally does not use.
Did you guys hear
The
something?
light stopped.
Everyone's
Okay.
yelling. Just Grimir says something in broken modern common. Let us cross first to ensure safety. Follow behind if you wish. Otherwise, let us confirm that there is no other trap, and then you may have your prize. Good?
Good friend.
Good. He does not say anything, but he gives a look to his undead henchmen, who immediately just fucking walk off the side of the wall. They ignore the ladder entirely. They fall. You all hear a strange cacophony of shattered bones and meat. And then, briefly in the dark, from those with dark vision, you begin to see these 12 forms, minus the banner holder, who continues to hold the banner in place, begin to walk. Nav, at the other side of the bridge, a few seconds later, well, not a few seconds, like more than a minute later, you will hear creatures climbing up the suspension bridge.
I guess I'm just gonna peek over and make sure it's not a horde of weird monsters.
Oh,
Well,
it's yeah.
Weird hostile monsters.
Hostile they are not. Weird and creatures they indeed are. Not so much a horde, but like a team, a task force.
The squad.
Yeah, a squad, a platoon. These undead legionnaires clamber up. And then they join you in silence. Not speaking to you, looking at you, and then, you know, two break off and will take the power cells. Separating
man.
them a little bit. Just, you know, keeping him out of the hands of elements they don't have full control over. They also do not try to touch you. At all. They, like, avoid you like the plague. Until Grimir himself is before you, who nods at you. And that telegraphed, like, holy shit, this guy is taking forever to do one human gesture. And then he will point across the hallway for you to yell at your friends.
All right, everybody's alive.
Alright, I'm coming.
Sounds good.
Down we go.
Do it.
Alright. Is there anything anyone wants to do in the pit? Or you
In the
guys-
pit? Can I look
we'd like
around
to
for it?
see... Oh, you go ahead.
I want to look around and see if there's any like equipment down here from like dead bodies that might be worth anything.
All right, Revik begins to explore. Does anyone else?
Can
Let's
I
see what those
investigate the
eyes-
statues?
Yeah.
Zero, what was that?
I think I want to do the same that
Alright.
Runt is doing.
So Runt and Zero begin to investigate a statue. Just taking a peek at it. Kushim, anything you want to do?
Yeah, map making, checking the architecture, the history, what I can tell.
Alright, Kushim does that. Revik, please give me an investigation check. Or what? I mean, you're just looking around, right? What's your passive perception, right?
The passive is 14.
Alright, cool. Zero and Runt, let's see some Arcana checks, I believe. You want to investigate these magical statues.
Do we need to be proficient?
Yikes!
Nope. You just make one.
Okay.
Man, I sure love being having expertise in Arcana, only for someone with a +0 to roll almost the same.
Have more
thing.
intelligence. Duh.
Dude,
Uh,
let's get luckier. Duh.
Yeah, come on. Just roll better. Duh. Revik, you do indeed find something. You find, not obliterated, but crushed, a dead body. Ancient. Mostly dust, but part of it still holds firm. No
Like-
flesh, just bone.
Like a helmet on like a skull, like a.
All right,
No.
I gotta head out.
Nav, you
bye-bye.
beautiful man. Thank you for
Okay.
joining us.
I might.
You solved the
I
problem.
might be able to hop back in for the last little bit too.
All right, cool.
But we'll see.
We will summon the bot.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Later.
Play.
That's our game.
Taylor Swift. 1 hour. All right, thanks, bot. As John renames the rhythm bot instead to Bebe to. What was his name? Nav. Yeah, Nav.
Nebe.
Maybe.
Nebe. That did not change the camera order at all. So I'm just going to move John here. John, why is your camera?
The bot.
There we go. And now we're going to move this rip thing up. Woo! Guys, John is a good active problem solver. Guys, please keep that bot in the channel because it'll fuck up my cameras if you don't. Revik, right, you found something. I'm so sorry. What did you find?
I found a mostly obliterated skeleton, but maybe
Yes.
there's
Imagine
there's
what,
like
right?
maybe there's a helmet on this mostly obliterated skeleton, or
No.
or-
Instead, within his hand, well, within his gnarled, barely skeletal hand, is something. Something cool. Something cool.
I touch it.
You touch it?
I invest.
Do you
touch
want
the
to
dope
know what
thing.
it is?
I want to know what the dope thing is. That's why I'm touching it.
It's a warhammer.
Oh. Ooh.
It is a double hammer-headed warhammer with a rather spicy spike at the very top.
Ooh.
You may add it to your character sheet. It is surprisingly heavy, being 4 pounds.
Wow.
Yes.
With a spike on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know how, like, warhammers, you could turn it around and there'd be, like, a pickaxe side? It's just another hammerhead.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Alright, you take it. You pocket the warhammer.
Yeah.
The statues are, unfortunately, just statues to my boys, Runt and Zero. Perhaps if they were currently active, those rolls would mean something more to you, but alternatively, if they were active, you'd be dead. So, you know.
Is there anything in their eye holes? Or do they just glow blue when the magic is there?
They just seem to glow blue when the magic is there. There's no crystals. It's just stone to your eyes. I mean, you could, like, truly touch it, but then you'd be touching the wall. Do you really want to touch the wall?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. If the undead people aren't touching the wall, neither should the living, right? Maybe they're just superstitious.
I don't know. They seem to tell us about how many guys got obliterated. I feel like that is probably not a good fate to have.
True.
Or at least a little stitious, though.
Not super, just dishes.
Just stitious. You all can regroup at the very top with the heroic Nav hanging out with the undead boys without touching them. Grimir is there as well. He looks to you all, and then like motions for you to like chill out while they go investigate, because this is the farthest they've ever been. So the real question is, do you really wait, or do you keep following them? Come on, guys, let's be real.
Well, of course we follow, but can we get those power sources from them? I don't think they need them, right?
Do you ask for them? Because they hold on to them. They're not just
Can you ask for those power sources? They don't. I mean, what do they need them for?
Yeah, I ask.
What do you ask, Kushin?
Friend, can we have the power sources?
No.
Oh, why not?
Yeah, John.
He waits for a very long time, trying to translate this in his head.
I motion for the writing. I give him a piece of chalk.
Ah, writing. He writes rather, artistically, with flowing words. Would you trust a unknown man to hold your life, your very existence, in their hands while you risk your own in front of them?
Maybe,
Didn't we just do the same thing? Sorry, no, never mind.
Maybe.
He writes okay. and then he proceeds to move. His two henchmen, his undead boys, holding tight onto those dope power cells. Maybe when they're done, they will give them to you. Or if they have no need for them themselves, but, why would they need them? They're undead, right? They're willing to give away like a 10,000 GP banner. Why wouldn't they give you these? It's more like along the lines of, why would they trust the living to hold on to them and then reactivate the traps like the idiots they are, and then doom them all? That's kind of their biggest concern. Nav will explain as well that, those pedestals are trapped, and if you just put one on, it will immediately reactivate and probably obliterate you. So, probably shouldn't do that. Eliminating a vector. I'm done explaining this. They're just not giving it to you, Revik. Does this make them your enemies?
No, but it does seem suspicious to me. Almost like a continuity error. Like, what possible use could they have for it,
Yeah,
but, okay.
Why would they hold on to it, right?
Alright.
Yeah. They're undead. They're mindless zombies. Who recruited the living to get through a trap. Alright, how far back do you want to follow these guys? Because they're just going to move on.
30 feet for run.
Alright. Why don't you follow the final guy who was holding the rear? Does everyone follow Runt?
60 feet behind the farthest person.
I was going to say 30 feet behind Runt.
Alright, you guys start to spread out, following in each other's footsteps. And for the most part, this area is empty. It's basically a mirror of your first room, minus the workshops. or workshop that you guys saw. You hang to the left, you head to the left again, but now you're going upward until you enter a narrowed out hallway. No longer is this area built for giants. No longer is it built for mass amounts of creatures your size. Instead, it narrows down to a 30-foot wide hallway that is maybe 15 feet tall at most. Here, the undead boys get really suspicious and really slow. They begin to tap on the floor. They do this very mindful and practiced motion of every single inch of a tile they touch with some part of a weapon. Normally this does nothing, but occasionally a spike through the wall will just jut out like a lance and stab at air, barely missing some of the boys. The undead will seemingly communicate that this is a trap, and then they will test around it, sometimes finding more traps, and then, they will go over the one tile that is trapped and then just step over it if it's safe. But this hallway that runs nearly 90 feet long, it's a hassle. Now, you guys are being safe, you're being cautious, you're watching these undead creatures who've lived for who knows how long do what any normal living adventurer would do. But it's not like they're acting like the undead Terminators that they probably are. Is anyone concerned that these creatures, these undead abominations, are acting in such a way? Just like a cautious way?
I mean, it's surprising for sure, just to see them, to see an undead in general, because Rent hasn't seen an undead other than, he's still, the jury's still out on what the fuck Jerome is, but that's the closest thing he's seen to an undead. So it's just surprising to see one in general, but he assumes that all undead are like the living, and that they have their own ability to think, because there are creatures that are alive, quote unquote, like the constructs or the creatures in the Tolst, whose wills have been dominated by the tyrant, who are considered living. So it's not too different for him to think the same of the undead.
Okay.
But they can have their own wills and such.
Anybody else? You want to talk
As
about
a player, I find it very interesting that these undead have this. But as a character, Kushim, of course they're like this.
Oh, yeah. You just gotta accept it when they come at you. Well,
Friends are friends.
Friends are friends. These undead, which I guess you can just physically, since you guys have a lot of chalk, right? You can just mark which tiles are trapped once you come across them.
Right.
Yeah.
Real quick, did we technically do the thing where we got them across the trap and now we deserve the banner?
Yeah, you guys could turn around if you want. And just leave. They're just seeing if they need it for anything else. But as you guys come to this hallway...
Man, I really want to see what the enemy is, but I don't know how long these fucking skeletons are going to be tapping on these walls.
It's true. You don't.
We can
you
come
guys
back in a
get
week.
to a four-way cross. A cross-section. In front of you, which quickly illuminates, actually, as though just getting close to it makes it light up, is a door. A metal door. This similarly sinister blue light that you guys have just been seeing flickers, reveals the door, and then it quickly fades. Or pulsates. To your left, there is a hallway that is, left. Everybody wants to go left. And to your right, there is another The undead begin to split up. Grimir stays in the center. It
While they
appears...
split. Oh, go ahead.
No, go. You go. You talk faster than any corpse.
Well, when they split up, does the banner carrier leave in one direction, or does he stay with Grimir?
He didn't even come with you guys. He's still at the end, like beginning of the trap.
Okay, so he's just chilling back there.
Yeah, he's just hanging out.
Okay.
You know, why would you go forward if you don't know it's safe? And you hold the key to making a thing safe. These undead are incredibly cautious. John laughs to himself, knowing the reason, but you players are like, what the fuck? Or Temer's learning, apparently. So, you stand in front of Grimir, who will begin to try to enunciate, and then he'll be like... He just sighs in frustration as he lowers himself and squats and starts writing on the chalk, which he's basically destroyed by now. But you have more. Who cares? He writes, Kushim, "This is likely the end. Once we are past the door, we will not have need of the banner."
Okay.
So are we good to just head back and take you with us along with the banner for us to leave freely? Ron asks.
If you wish to leave. I am not your keeper.
Ron just kind of...
Which Kushim is obviously translating, by the way.
Yeah. Ron will motion to the group and say, well, fellas, what do you say we get out of here then?
We do not want to see the enemy or the treasure at the end of this expedition.
We could perhaps come back later, but as it stands, we have what we came for essentially. We could always go back to Tulst, see the whole Arvo replicating the banner thing, get a nice long rest, and come back more prepared. And having known, give these our undead friends some time to mess about, as it were, and perhaps they will have cleared out any of the dangers by the time we come back.
Speaking of, it's right about that moment where you guys in the right hallway just hear the sign, just shout, not shouts, but just noise of some sort of beast roaring, screaming, screeching, which echoes throughout the hallway. Grimir turns slightly to it, and then back to you all who are discussing things while battle takes place.
Sounds like it's time to go.
Will we be able to make our way back? I do not remember the way to this place in the woods.
I do. I was following Grimir pretty closely, and I was... Kushim has a map. I've been marking things out with chalk. We've got a pretty good centralized way of getting out of here safely. We just gotta go.
He's talking about the woods.
No, yeah, the way
map,
to like
useless.
this place, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Kushim was good at that, and Revik is... Revik does stuff, right?
Guys, you went on a magical hike through a fucking haunted forest that's uncharted and unmapped. If you leave, you probably are not coming back here.
Yeah.
That is John, 2 players. Sorry to put that
I think
your,
we should...
you know, mind, but like, yo.
I think
They're
we
here
should
for
help
a
finish
reason.
this. Finish what we started.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of...
They're almost...
I want to see what the enemy is.
Well, I care not for the enemy. I just care for what is protecting, you know. If all of these guys fall over.
Rodden's gonna look very concerned at Grimir and say, should we continue with you, or what's your take on this?
He looks at you for a moment. And then he looks to Kushim. And Kushim, he gestures for you to cast Comprehend Languages.
Okay, I can spend... I can't cast it. I have to do it as a ritual. So is the 10 minutes a thing?
We just wait 10 minutes of battle. It's fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah.
All right.
I'll
He
start.
sees you can't cast it since you don't have spell slots. Didn't you only cast Spider Climb?
You
He's been ritually
when
casting it.
it's with your it's one of my rituals that I can only cast as a ritual through that.
Oh, okay. Cool. So it's not like a warlock spell. It's just your book of the tome,
Exactly.
or the pact of the tome.
Exactly.
Okay,
right.
cool. He quickly realizes that you can't do this in this battle. That continues. is taking the attention of the people who went left, who are now rushing through this hall with their undead speed, no longer being concerned or tapping on walls. They're just all like hornets that have been their nests struck. They are just going for that one noise now in the right hallway. Grimir tries his best to explain the situation. The enemy. It echoes in your mind. Wants you dead. And then you become that. And he points to the noise. You know, it's in the darkness. It's a couple 100 feet away. But it sounds ferocious and scary. And although the undead do not really make, you know, yeah, and like combat noises and shouts of, yeah, they don't do that, but you can hear their, you know, metal weapons hitting floor. That beast you don't want to become. If you wish to stay, it is your life.
Run's just
I
going
have to go.
Run will start walking back towards the entrance, looking over his shoulder, saying, "I'm leaving. Y'all free to stay? I'm not."
All right, we'll see you later, Runt. Take care. Have a good one. Get.
Solo party.
I just want to look at it.
Yeah, same. I'm gonna start running behind Grimir just to see what the thing is.
Yeah, me too. Fuck it.
All right.
Run will sigh.
Party white! Party white!
And Run, I just want to say one last thing. Run is seeing those two like run off. He's just gonna stand there and sigh. He'll wait for them, but he won't leave.
All right.
But he's not going.
But
closer.
Runt, there's an unexplored left hallway that the undead couldn't have possibly cleared in time. You don't want to go investigate the hallway? Wow. What about you, Kushim? Do you want to see this cool monster, or do you want to go see the unexplored area? Everyone wants to look at the
Looking
cool
back.
monster.
Yeah, looking back between Runt and Zero and Revik. But Nav can see the monster, right? With his...
I think it's too far.
I don't want to play for Nav. I don't want to. I
Alright.
don't want to do that. So
I think
just
even
like
then it's
how
only
I
120
played with
feet.
Zero, like he's being passive now.
Alright.
PC teleporting around.
Well, just like how lame is that if like the DM tells you all this cool shit that Nav sees when, you know.
We could see it ourselves.
Yeah, just take Find Familiar.
Alright.
Yeah, now we can do that? Now we can take Find Familiar?
You always can. It's
Yeah,
just-
You specifically, Brood cannot. Because you know how to
Oh.
piss me the fuck off.
He's got a ban list. Not Find Familiar, but
Yeah.
underneath it, the
Anyone
people who
else,
can't
sure,
take Find
but not you.
Familiar.
You know how to push my buttons. You saw it happen in real time.
I'm gonna get Flock of Familiars.
Yeah, okay. So, Kushim, you're not the deciding factor, but do you want to leave Runt behind?
No, I'm looking back between the two, seeing that Runt stays. I'll kind of look at him and shrug. Yeah.
Run's just gonna shrug back at you and he's gonna
Stay
say,
with him.
"This is exactly what got Vapor killed."
Yeah.
Rip.
He's gonna wait.
Revik and Zero, you sprint off after Grimir, who moves with unnatural haste. It is battle time. And although they do not wish for you to join, you can spectate from the edge of the hallway in this rectangular, somewhat funneled room that starts slim and then expands outward and to make this like weird trapezoid shaped combat arena, for better terminology, there is a... God, how would I even describe this to you? So you know how, like, millipedes have, like, a billion legs? Yeah, imagine that made out of human hands, skeletal hands and remains. Its body and torso is made out of this weird, gangly, pulsating black flesh that is just rotted. It smells it smells like sewage, I suppose. Like a dumpster that has just been...
Act to the brim.
just hanging out. Just chilling,
Yeah.
living dumpster life for years.
Sitting in the hot sun.
Yeah.
Oh, there you
It
go.
has a spine, also made out of, like, weirdly stitched human carcasses, supporting this, like, torso of just stitched together, questionably seared together. It actually kind of looks like it's not even, like, stitched with thread or anything. It's like they've been cauterized together to form this very strange worm-like jagged beast that stands roughly 35 feet tall, all things considered, is a size gargantuan monster with a bunch of tiny little arms close to its chest with like weird sickle hands, and then two really large big, cleaver-like arms. It is screaming, it is doing breath weapon attacks, and you guys are standing at the entrance watching these undead do, like, crazy, 12th level PC, stunts. Someone's climbing on it, just stabbing it in the back, and then a hand bursts out of its spine and just strangles the fucker and then absorbs it. Later, that guy will just carve his way out. Grimir's, like, hammer is glowing with an awesome power, and he just slams it in the chest. This is going to take a minute, but most combat in 5th edition only takes like a minute, maybe 2 at most.
No, yeah.
13 plus undead legionnaires who are roughly 12th level or just attacking this monstrosity that has legendary actions and lair actions. So maybe you want to chill. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go on break, quickly stab this monster, and we're going to be here.
Hey, Levick, I do not know. I think it's time to fuck off.
I think, yeah, you know what? We know what the enemy looks like now. Let's go home.
I kind of wish I did not know, but it's this good time to fuck off.
Yeah, let's do that. We both turn around.
As you turn around, Revik, you watch one of the undead legionnaires just fucking shatter the power cell that it was holding on it, and just the room becomes a supernova for a brief second as you guys retreat.
Assholes. Sorry.
Well, they needed it for something.
Sure. Alright.
Also,
when
who
Revik
said
gets
that
back...
was the enemy? That was just a beast the enemy created. You guys don't want to even see the real enemy?
No. If that thing is just a minion, hells no.
12th level PCs multiple.
Yeah. It's a raid, if we got all the task force together, you could fight that thing for a night. It'd be pretty cool.
As level 4 players?
Yeah, we could do it on a Sunday. No big deal. We'll run the sim.
All 15 players? Wait, no. There's more players than that, right?
4, 5, 6.
When Revik and Zero get back, I guess Revik just says, the undead are killing the undead. We should probably let them keep at what they're doing.
Guys, there's more dungeon! There's still that metal door, there's this left hallway. John did a lot! Come on!
No.
You guys are just gonna call it here?
First of all...
I want it. No, I'm in. I don't want Grug 2.0. I don't want to go back and then have to
exactly.
come and we've got some...
Alright, fine. You know what?
Fine.
Let's do it. Let's not go left. Let's go right.
This is very clearly John bait right here. John is trying to bait us.
I'm ready. My character is going to die and become a vampire. I'll roll a new character.
If you
That's
guys
the
want to
secret,
leave, that's
guys.
your prerogative. I'm just saying, there's that whole left hallway no one explored yet.
Revik opens the other door.
The door is trapped.
Alright,
There's a
alright.
hallway.
Instantly.
What kind of save? How much damage am I taking?
Like 60 D12 or something? I don't know. Hang on.
Are you not memeing right now?
Do you touch the vault door, which is currently closed and glowing with
Yes.
that blue light, which
No,
obliterates
don't
people?
touch it.
Oh, I
I
guess
will
stop.
also stop you.
Okay.
If you're gonna touch it, at least check it for traps, mate.
Okay. Alright. Can I check it for traps?
Give me an investigation check at advantage.
10.
Yeah, it's trapped. It's clearly trapped.
I wanted to shoot an arrow at it.
Alright, you shoot an arrow at it. It
I have
glints
2 arrows
harmlessly
left.
off the metal door. You can go collect your arrow if it survives.
Okay.
Roll me a
Alright.
1d2. On 2 it survives. You
I have 2 arrows left.
So, what's the plan,
I have
team?
a few arrows that I don't plan to use if you want them.
Oh yeah, please. I didn't realize that I didn't restock on regular arrows. I only have the +1 arrows, so I have 2 +1 arrows right now.
Okay, I give you
Oh.
the 8 arrows I have.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Well then.
I'll throw my longbow on the ground too, because I never planned on using it anyway.
No, you should hold on to that.
Longbow.
You should hold on to
If you
that.
throw it to the ground, he will snatch it.
Oh, you want it for money?
Can't
Yeah, I'll
use
take
it, but...
Yeah,
Can't
I have
use it,
no
but I'll
plan
take
to.
it.
Yeah.
Alright, switch your sheets up. Alright, are we done? Are we heading back? What's happening? Team.
Runt wants to head back.
I agree now.
We could, guys, hear me out here, okay? We spend 1 week down here with the skeletons.
Runt just starts walking back.
Alright, while you were arguing, the 1 to 2 minutes of D&D 5th edition combat is complete. Some of the Legionnaires will come back and do the rest of his dungeon.
We'll see you guys again in 10 levels.
Alright. Kushim, you don't want to stay?
Kushim so wants to stay.
Well, do what Kushim
At
would
least
do.
wants to
Do you have spell magic? Say
stay
yes.
and talk to stay and talk to Grimir, do the ritual, and say like, hey, this is what we're thinking. What are your we want to leave. Friends want to leave, but do you need help with this door? What do you think?
If this is like the other temples, Ron, are you just gone? Did you leave? Like
No. No, he started walking as soon as Rebek brought that up, but if Kushim starts doing another ritual, he's gonna go, ugh, and just stop. And just wait.
8 minutes later, Kushim
Runt will
can
not
get what he
leave.
wants.
Runt will not leave without Kushim.
The Legionnaires begin to head down that left hallway. 8 minutes will pass. Nothing will truly change. Grimir will keep watching you. I guess he's kind of like acting as your shepherd or host currently, or your minder, really, to like, don't touch anyone of us.
Chaperone.
Your chaperone, that's a good one. Probably most accurate, too. When your ritual is done, he will speak a bit clearer for you to understand him. Hephaestus was an asshole. He did not make
God
that.
damn it, John.
Fuck you, Ravik, you bitch. Kushim, I'm having a conversation with you. Why is your frog exclaiming thing? This fucking weird mutant vampire fuck.
He's my friend.
What is your question, Bugman? Excuse me. Mortal living creature.
Do you need our help getting past this door? And if not, can we have the other power cell? Even with only one, you will be able to cross without.
We are currently, he looks to the left. There's a puzzle. Hephaestus loves his dumb fucking puzzles. You may attempt to help, I suppose, if you wish. We will figure it out eventually. It's probably some stupid form of a Rubik's Cube or one of the movement tile puzzles that he loves. It's really dumb. It's, you know.
Wait.
After that,
Oh
the door
yes,
will open.
Kushima's so excited about it. As a player, I understand.
Wait, Revit goes to Runt. Wait, Runt. Listen, we have in front of us an army of undead, and if we solve all their puzzles for them, maybe they'll kill Fresnov for us.
Ren will shake his head and say, 2 problems. 1, they're friends with Reznov. 2, they're not just like some dogs that we can sick on somebody. They have wheels of their own, and they want to not work with us, but they needed us for that one trap in particular. So, once we're done with this, they don't want to work with us anymore.
Does your hobbit
Not-
know I can understand every word he's saying? Just like whispers to you, Kushi.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
He's not my hobbit.
Oh.
He's my friend.
Oh, I see. That is nice. Back before, in the ancient days, we would... Well, maybe that can stay.
Alright, well,
Anyway.
Revit has been convinced by Runt, and he's very sad. Okay, we have the banner, though.
If you wish to truly see the enemy in its form, you may. It appears your friends are eager to go. I have conveyed that our bargain shall hold, for you have not betrayed us. The power cell is a different matter. Although your friend Nav has deactivated, I do not trust you with it.
Can
do
I
not
give you
know
something in
you.
return?
What is it you can possibly offer me?
I have a cool rock.
If I touch that... You know what? Let me just say no.
Alright, I did my best.
Indeed.
Kushin did his best. Cool.
Perhaps there's a dope magical item. Like, we don't really have need for them, but that would probably be the end of our cooperation. If you wish to leave now, I shall not stop you.
What if we return? Will you attack us?
To this place. It depends. If we cannot subjugate... I'm assuming you're translating... Well, he can understand Zero, so, you know, you're translating for him. If the enemy cannot be subjugated or neutralized, which is hard to do, we will imprison it here, act as sentinel, and keep any of you living from getting near to it so that it cannot create another abomination. Whew. You did see that, correct? I saw, or I heard you following behind me. That was one of the more expensive versions. I'm surprised it managed to stay contained for so long without ravaging the countryside.
Oh, we would like to extend our offer of help if you need it. The city of Tulst will help you stand to fight these things.
Let us hope it does not come to that. My entire generation gave their lives to stop any of the future living from seeing these things. The fact that you did, nothing will change, but it is still kind of a defeat in its own way.
Are there any other places like this that you know of?
Not that I am willing to tell you. He really doesn't want you to know more about this, guys.
Okay.
See, John wants you to explore his dungeon, but nobody else wants you to. I have a dead dead cell on my screen? No? Okay, what the fuck?
Well,
What is roll 20
if
doing?
if Revit continued to explore the dungeon, he'd die. So I understand.
Alright.
I think if any of us continued to explore the dungeon, we would die.
1 week, guys. We get a long rest. We get to hang out with. We get to hang out with some cool skeleton bros. I'm the only caster here that doesn't rely on short rests, huh? All right.
If
cool.
you are going, my legionnaire has your banner ready for you. He will be the one escorting you through the trapped entranceway. But after that, our cooperation ends. And I suggest you leave this forest quickly.
Will we be safe at least through the forest?
Yes,
Okay, cool.
but, you know, undead. Some of us are mindful. Some of us still hold grudges.
Haha, I
Regrets.
understand. Sometimes Kashim has grudges.
Red will remember that.
He just stares at you sadly. His entire existence is kind of sad, though, so maybe he just stares at you. Goodbye. Let us never meet again.
Oh, I love Grimir. What okay, alright.
Wait, yeah.
All right.
Wait.
Just chop
We
off
have
his
to-
head! Keep him
Yeah,
with you!
So Grimir can understand us, even though we can't understand him.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye, Grimir. I hope that you guys have a good undeath. I hope my undeath is good. If I'm undeath, maybe I'll come visit you.
Frogman. You are
What is he saying?
vampire spawn, yes? He's speaking, like, as close to modern common as he can. Just to you,
Okay.
Revik.
Okay. Yeah, something like that, I think. Pretty soon, I'll be full-fledged vampire guy.
I am sorry
Oh.
for you.
But hey, you're undead too. I should be sorry for you. Hold on. You don't get to do this to me. You've been
It's-
dead for thousands of years.
It is regrettable, no matter the method. When you turn, do not seek us out. Vampires, corpses, two different things.
Oh, okay.
We will not accept you into, and he touches his chest, Legion.
Sorry, Rivik, you're not strong enough to be part of the Legion.
Stay away from Necrodan.
Okay.
We have
Revik
revoked his
hangs his head.
undeath status. He is asshole like Hephaestus.
Okay. Okay.
Seek
All
your
right.
vampire. What is his name?
Arabella?
No, you're the prime, the head vampire. What is his name? Harton? Haggle? Hart?
Writing
He's
his
reaching for a name. Ugh, South, in Mela. If you find him there, he may cut off your head or stab your heart. Or he could teach you something. I'm not sure. There was only
Heart.
one time where I worked with that vampire, but he should still be kicking around, drinking blood.
Okay. Thanks. I'll try not to get my head cut off. Thank you.
All of you
Okay.
don't have head sliced.
Agreed.
I'll try not to get turned into a corpsey mush.
Good. And if you do, don't seek me out. And
When you
with
dream
that,
of it.
you guys can leave.
What hassle?
Let's leave.
He cares in
John,
his
I would
own
like
way.
to leave.
You can
I would
leave.
like to leave the dungeon.
Yeah. All right, chat. Does John be a dick? and ask for an intelligence check to see if they remembered where the traps were.
We
Well, I
don't
was
touch the
marking things with
walls.
chalk.
We always go right. We
Oh,
Got
fuck.
the banner boy.
All right.
Got chalk.
Lead us to the exit.
You guys make it to the banner boy. He will show you the way out. At the very end, he will... I guess he'll just, like, let go of the banner and expect somebody to catch it as he, like, retracts the cloth
Sure.
he had around
I
it.
will. I will immediately snatch it up.
Alright, you snatch it up. It is heavy. It weighs 13 pounds.
Oof.
Yeah.
Can we mark where the? Oh, you're not gonna let us put this on the map, are you?
Nope.
No.
What do you think that giant TLX is?
Hmm.
That's the other one, the Ulathayan Temple.
Damn, you're spot on. Maybe you should go there instead of going back. You're in the area.
Yeah, let's go there.
I think I'd like to do a long rest first, Sean.
All
We
right.
can do that. We can have a long rest. We can have a long rest. We
Well,
just
there's
don't
stuff-
fight, right?
Well, I think if I remember correctly, we can only do a long rest in a safe space. Like, we can't just take a week off in the woods.
Well, we can
Surrounded
take a
by
week
undead.
off with the skeletons. They're
surrounded
safe.
by random creatures, potentially spirit beasts, and Fresnoth's forces. I don't think we can do that.
Can you imagine if you're just trying to, like, hang out and just, like, take a nap and then, like, a skeleton's just, like, standing over you, jealously watching you breathe in air because it remembers what it's like to have lungs? That'd be pretty unnerving. Well, Revik, you don't have that problem anymore.
Oh my god.
You don't have
Yeah.
lungs? Frogs don't have... No, okay. Alright, you guys can head back. Leaving this place forever.
Good riddance.
Alright. John just silently destroys his map. Just throws it to the ground.
Puts in
someone,
the
will,
shadows.
someone will find that dungeon again eventually. Just not
We
us.
will. No, in 10 levels we
No.
will.
No, we're not coming back to that place.
Do you think we're all gonna be alive?
We have other things to do.
Leaving behind the legendary loot that John had stashed behind, the party
Yeah.
heads back to the village.
Don't you guilt trip us.
Yeah.
We weren't gonna get that loot regardless.
We would die before we got anywhere near that loot.
And so
TPK.
the mortals leave, ignoring the clear bait John left for them.
Good.
Back to the
I'm starting
village.
to wa-
You
starting to
guys
wise up
within
you.
5 miles will pick up the radio. Oh fuck, I mean the communicator.
Dude.
The
Get
communicator transmission from Schmitty, your driver, who's just literally calling out to you guys, just like, "Hey, where are you guys at? We've been hello, calling to the task force. You guys just left. Are we supposed to leave? We're obligated to stay for another 8 hours." And then you guys can, yeah.
Yeah, Ron will pick up his communicator and say, sorry, Schmitty, we got kidnapped by some skeletons, had to do a quick chore, and
Oh
now we're
shit,
coming
they're
out."
alive! Holy fuck.
But the good news is, we actually got the banner out of it, and we're heading back.
Alright. You guys head back to your APC. I don't remember you called her a crematorium bitch. I don't remember her
I
name.
have her name.
What's
I
her
do.
name? Is it Luna?
Is that
Her
Luna?
name is Luna.
Oh, okay. John's not fully forgetting everything. After
Luna the
2 days.
Grave Tender.
Yes. Luna the Grave Tender will be coming with you guys. She is being kidnapped against her will by you, apparently. Or at least your squad leader, who's refusing to leave the singular civilian he can actually save. Maybe he is, like, more morally non-atrocious as you guys are. But he is refusing to not take this person. But, you know, that's fine. You guys have an extra slot because your good old cleric friend isn't here with you. John planned for this vehicle to have room for everyone. So Luna gets to come with. Unless anyone opposes this. I don't know why anyone would, but...
I stab her! No, I'm just kidding.
Murder, yes.
Murder goblin, activate!
I want the 1 XP. And you all can quickly get the fuck out of these lands that know that you are here. John can take us to the other map. But basically, we'll be rolling random encounter checks on the start of the next time we meet to see if a patrol, which was alerted to you yesterday, could sparse out your pattern. I mean, you guys literally just went in a big old circle, you know, this way. So, somebody's sure to have picked up the signs. But that's an issue for next week when we meet you all again on Thursday, 7 days from now, so the 10th. Guys, it was a pleasure having you all here. I'm glad you, lived. Did you enjoy yourselves?
I enjoyed not dying to some random traps because someone decided to open the door last minute in frustration.
Did you learn anything?
I learned a lot. Like,
well,
how we shouldn't be fucking with things when people tell us not to fuck with things. Like when a group of like a dozen skeletons that are 3 times our level fight a creature, maybe we should just get the fuck out of there. And we'll probably continue to get the fuck out of there. Because
we wouldn't have known.
We aren't even the raid team. We aren't even meant to kill things. We're supposed to live as long as possible and learn as much as possible, and then leave.
We learned
like Grunt knows what he's here to do, boys. Did anyone else have some last minute things they wanted to say, since I'm buying time to hit the 3-hour mark?
We're gonna get the next power source, and we're gonna take it home, John.
Okay.
You can't keep them safe forever.
Just find another temple of Hephaestus, Revan. How many of them could there be?
Kashim knows where at least a forge of Hephaestus is underneath the city of Elvin. The forge of Elvin.
Ooh. All right.
Perhaps.
I heard special weapons in the war.
John will recheck his notes because that sounds wrong. But
Ooh.
that really does sound wrong. In fact, that'd be like truly world shattering for me if that is the case, Kushim. But if it is the case, we're gonna roll with it. And just make it work, because I don't like retconning. Zero, Val, John, my friend. How was your first session back? I know you didn't get to fight anything like a fighter normally would, but...
Yeah, I felt real useless. I'm not magical. I can run fast, though. I'm
You
fast,
sure can.
I swear.
I need a
Maybe
long
you
rest.
could outrun the lightning.
You know, I thought about that for a couple seconds, and then I went, that sounds like a dumb idea.
You know, when John threatens an instant kill trap, maybe not tempting
Maybe I'm
fate
too
is a
fast.
good idea. Yeah.
Maybe I'm too fast. Who knows?
Are you guys really happy that darkness worked and you didn't have to leave it up to chance?
I am
Specifically,
very happy.
Grunt
Yeah.
getting
I
texted.
am
We solved that problem.
I mean, here, let me just show you my luck today. All right, we're gonna see how likely I would have died if I were to make some of these dex saving throws real quick. Okay,
Hey,
at advantage,
cool.
though. At
It's at
advantage.
advantage, though. You know, 22, that's
So
a
that-
pass. Wait, are you at
There it
plus
is.
6 or
There's
plus
the death.
9?
I'm
Ah.
at +6, sir.
Well, you only needed to roll once. So, there you go.
Oh, I would
Uh,
assume there would have been multiple checks, which is what I was afraid of.
You know, it depends on how you'd go about it.
And, you know, grabbing the energy source from the thing also felt like instant death.
Yeah.
That was more of a 50-50 though, and it turned out to be the 50% of it doesn't kill you instantly, so that was also
You know?
nice.
It's all about how you went about this. John likes to introduce things that immediately kill you. Because he wants you to quickly and Well, he wants you to regret, first of all. Like, he wants you to know, like, that's on the table. And second of all, he really likes seeing people get really creative. Now, granted, you guys had the winter spell, which was a thing of luck. Hopefully next time, you know, John will have things prepared specifically to meta counter. No,
Well, you know,
Add it on your
dick
spell
ass
list.
move.
Tell me
I
your
didn't-
spell list right now.
I didn't think it was a meta counter. I just thought it was a coincidence, the fact that Kushim had spider climb and he couldn't use the walls at all. Like, I was just like, oh man, that kind of sucks. Because if he could have done it on the walls,
Yeah.
he could have climbed all the way around onto the ceiling and then not have to worry about that at
Well,
all.
It's a good
And
thing
then
got
that
zapped
John
by the
established
field.
early before he even remembered Kushim had spider climb. That
You know,
walls are
Hephaestus
dangerous.
is an asshole.
Guys, Hephaestus is an asshole. With that, you
Bit of
can
a dickhead
easily
even.
take 100 experience right now.
Oh, really?
Yes, you learned a valuable lesson. Hopefully, this will stick with you. Hephaestus is an asshole. I will add that to Nav's character sheet. But with that, John has bought enough time to say, peace out, Girl Scouts. We'll see you next time. And for the viewers at home, the VOD watchers, I'm about to read off the loot that they actually missed to piss them
No
off
way.
out of game. We'll see you
I don't
next
believe
time.
it.
Bye, guys.